Turn off every light in your house right now. Every lamp, every screen, every tiny LED blinking on every device. Close the curtains. Block the windows. Stand in the middle of the room and open your eyes as wide as they go. You see nothing. Not dim shapes. Not faint outlines. Nothing. Total, absolute darkness. The kind of darkness that makes your brain panic because it has never, not once in your entire life, experienced the complete absence of light. You could stand there for an hour and your hand in front of your face would remain invisible. Now imagine living in that darkness. Every single night. For 300,000 years. No flashlights. No candles. No streetlights bleeding through the window. No glow from a phone screen. Just the sun going down, the world going black, and you standing in it with predators that can see perfectly, and you supposedly cannot. And yet, your ancestors didn't just survive the dark. They hunted in it. They traveled in it. They built in it. They thrived in it so completely that the species never went extinct across 10,000 generations of sunsets. So either every science textbook is wrong about human night vision, or something else was going on. Something else was going on. The first thing you need to understand is that your eyes are lying to you. Not about what they see, but about what they are capable of seeing. The human eye is, by any engineering standard, an extraordinary low-light instrument. Your retina contains roughly 120 million rod cells. Not cone cells, the ones that see color. Rod cells, the ones built exclusively for detecting light. In near total darkness, 120 million of them, packed into a surface the size of a postage stamp. Each one of those rods can detect a single photon. 1. The smallest possible unit of light that exists in the universe. No camera on Earth can match that sensitivity. No military night vision device built by any government has ever achieved the per-unit detection threshold of the human rod cell. Your eye is already a night vision device, the most advanced one ever constructed by nature. You just never use it. And here's why. It takes time. The process is called dark adaptation, and in a modern human, it takes approximately 30 to 45 minutes for the rod cells to fully activate. The chemical rhodopsin must regenerate inside each rod. The pupil must dilate to its maximum. The brain must switch from its daytime processing mode to its nighttime processing mode. This doesn't happen instantly. It happens slowly, in stages, over the better part of an hour. And that is a problem, because you never give it the chance. The moment the sun goes down, you turn on lights. You look at screens. You walk under streetlights. Every single artificial light source resets the clock. Rhodopsin breaks down. The rods shut off. Your pupils contract. And you are blind again. Not because your eyes can't see in the dark. Because you never stop interrupting them. Ancient humans didn't have that problem. When the sun went down 30,000 years ago, it went down completely. There was no artificial light anywhere on Earth except fire, and fire was not always present. In the long gaps between flames, in the deep forests, where canopy blocked the moon, in caves where no light reached at all, the human eye was forced to do what it was built to do. And what it was built to do was extraordinary. A fully dark-adapted human eye can see a candle flame from 30 miles away. It can detect the movement of a predator across an open plain using nothing but starlight. It can distinguish the silhouette of a tree from the silhouette of a bear at 200 meters in conditions so dim that a modern person would describe them as pitch black. Your ancestors saw things in the dark that you cannot imagine seeing, because your eyes have never been allowed to try. But vision alone didn't save them. What saved them was something that no other animal on Earth possessed. They could read the dark without seeing it. Anthropologist Lynn Kelly spent years studying how indigenous peoples navigated absolute darkness. What she found was a sensory system so refined it bordered on a sixth sense. Ancient humans memorized terrain the way you memorize the layout of your bedroom. Every rock, every dip, every root. Not consciously, not like a map, like muscle memory. They could walk miles in total darkness across uneven ground at full speed without stumbling, because their feet had walked those paths 10,000 times and their bodies remembered every step. Their hearing, adapted to a degree modern science is only beginning to measure. In quiet environments, the human ear can detect sound waves that move the eardrum less than the diameter of a single atom. In the silence of a world without engines, without electricity, without traffic, ancient humans could hear a twig. snap 300 feet away and know from the sound alone what animal stepped on it, how heavy it was, and which direction it was moving. They could smell water from miles away. They could feel temperature changes on their skin so subtle that they could tell whether a cave was occupied before entering it. Because the body heat of a sleeping animal raises the ambient temperature by a fraction of a degree, and their skin was calibrated to detect it. This was not superhuman ability. This was baseline. This was default human hardware running without interference for the first time. The interference is what you live in. A 2015 study published in Current Biology took modern participants and placed them in complete darkness for extended periods. Within weeks, their hearing sensitivity increased measurably. Their spatial awareness sharpened. Their ability to detect motion and peripheral vision improved by nearly 20%. Nothing about their biology changed. The hardware was always there. The software just needed the noise removed. You are walking around with a sensory system built for a world that no longer exists, running at a fraction of its capacity, because the modern world never stops screaming into it. Bright lights destroy your rhodopsin. Headphones dull your directional hearing. Shoes numb your feet. Climate control flattens your thermal sensitivity. Every comfort you enjoy is a signal your senses will never need to process. Your ancestors had none of those barriers. And so they became, in the most literal sense, creatures of the night. The Juice Hoansi hunters of the Kalahari Desert, one of the last groups still living close to the ancestral pattern, regularly track wounded animals through the bush. After sunset, not with flashlights, not with technology, with their eyes, their ears, their feet, and a sensory awareness so complete that researchers following them with modern equipment could not keep up. They are not superhuman. They are exactly as human as you. The difference is not biology. The difference is that their senses were never turned off. Here is what the science says, plainly. You have 120 million rod cells that you have never fully activated. You have ears that can hear atoms move that you have drowned in noise since birth. You have skin that can detect fractions of a degree that you have numbed with climate control since your first day alive. You have feet that can map terrain in total darkness that have never touched bare ground. Every sensory gift your ancestors used to dominate the night is still inside you. Every one, unused, untrained, buried under 10,000 years of artificial light and 100 years of constant noise. Go back to that dark room, the one where you saw nothing. Stand in it again, but this time, wait. Don't reach for the light switch. Don't check your phone. Just stand there and wait. After 10 minutes, you will see shapes. After 20, you will see furniture. After 30, you will see details you didn't know existed in a room you thought you knew completely. That is not your eyes adjusting. That is your eyes waking up. For the first time. And 30,000 years ago, they never went back to sleep.